Happy Wednesday, and welcome to another episode of Herspiration Happy Hour. For right now, Cortina's you and I. So, are you ready for some cocktails and conversation?
Yes, I am.
All right, let's get it started.
Are you ready for cocktails and conversation? Are you ready for cocktails and conversation? Are you ready for cocktails and conversation? With your host, the unapologetic diva, Dr. G, the girlfriend therapist, Dr. Cortina Lewis, the Blue Phoenix Heels, Louisa Harrell, and the networking extraordinaire, Diana Richardson Philippus. Are you ready for cocktails and conversation? This is Herspiration Happy Hour.
Woo, happy Wednesday. Cheers. This is your unapologetic diva, Dr. G.
This is the girlfriend therapist, Dr. Cortina Lewis.
And Diana will be joining us shortly. And Louisa has a family emergency, so she's not here. And Shay is under the weather as well. Going on and going around. But, we're still here to chit chat and, hang out for a little bit because I look forward to this is like my time when I get to see you ladies and hang out and just chat.
Yep.
How's your week been thus far?
It's been going. It's been going.
Geez, why so busy? Is this just this time of the year or?
It's been.
Is it just work and everything else? I mean, like work and Morganwood School and all
issues.
Oh Lord.
Stressors. I don't know if you've been seeing what I've been posting.
Yes, I have. I'm like, God dang. If you look, tell me you're tired of your kids without telling me you're tired of your kids.
Sick of them. I'm ready to clock out. I'm ready to go. I want to go home.
Oh Lord.
I'm tired of the overtime.
I'm telling you, that's why I think I saw sent it to you thing where it's it was rating adulting. And somebody rated it 1 star. And I was like, I feel them because I'm hardly in a mood right now to do any adulting. But
yeah.
Did you celebrate? Did you dress up and whatnot for Halloween last night?
No, because I've been working on a presentation that I have for Friday and Saturday as a SAR, and so I just been trying to do my work and do everything like that. So
okay,
it's been a little bit crazy.
I believe that's what I was doing at the beginning of the week because I have a conference in Orlando. And since I have the conference in Orlando in a few weeks, I was like, I got to get those done because they had to be submitted. I thought by the 4th, but it said by the 6th. But I went ahead and did that. And then I also created like a worksheet as well to utilize during the session.
Oh, okay.
So that took a bit. Hello, Miss Diana.
Hi, you guys. How are you?
Good.
Good. Are we live?
We are.
Y'all was just talking. I'm looking at the time. I'm like, we live. Hey, everybody. How's everybody doing? I got my water.
I got my tea today.
I have nothing.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
I know today it's like a mocktail, not even quite a mocktail. It's just a different beverage type of day.
I hear you.
I want to nap so bad. Like I could do with a nap.
You sleepy?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just tired. I'm pretty tired.
Okay.
Well, I share that. I've been tired.
Oh, not this weekend. Next weekend, the bridal shower.
Yes.
It's coming.
So fast coming. Like literally everything is so fast coming. I feel like I can't catch my breath on things now that things are moving like 50,000 miles a minute.
I bet.
Yeah, I'm like today, 115 days until the wedding. Like,
ooh.
I know. I'm like, where is time going? I feel like I blinked and then I'm like, and what makes me think about
I told you.
Hit the double digits.
Mm-hmm.
That's when it's really gonna get. I mean, it's already getting real, but it's like getting real when you come under, hit that 99 number.
Yeah,
Period.
absolutely.
And the wait time, because the holidays always go by so fast. So, I'm going to blink, it's going to be New Year's. And by that
Yeah.
point, because on
After
Christmas Eve,
Halloween, that's it.
2 months. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
pretty
Mm-hmm.
much. Pretty much. So, Diana, you've had a good week thus far?
Yes. I have been, I don't know. I've been sleeping in a lot. It's not normal. And I keep saying, my body needs it because I'm an early riser. Like I get up, I get to work early, but I've been sleeping in to like 8:30,
Oh, wow.
almost 9 a.m.
What time do you normally get up?
6 or 5:30, between 5:30 and 6.
So,
But I don't know what it is.
4. I think Monday I got up at 4 a.m. And what's today? Wednesday.
Look, I'm like, yeah, it's Wednesday.
So Monday I
gotta
got
get
up at 4
back.
a.m. Yesterday, I don't know what time. I don't know. I'm tired.
I just feel pooped a lot.
Yeah.
It's
I
life
love to
is
sleep,
lifing
but yeah.
all the time.
But that's not a terrible thing. I mean, Diane, I think you probably needed some sleep. So
For like 2 weeks though.
well, I don't know.
I've been sleeping in for like 2 weeks.
Your body's probably been tired.
Mhm.
Cortina, you need to get you some sleep like that.
I sure do.
Yeah. So
Well, I'm back on it tomorrow. I was like, I don't give a damn. I'm getting up.
you said you're getting up, or do you feel rested when you're getting up? I think that's the thing. It's like, because you sleep does not always mean you get good sleep. Like if you constantly have something on your mind, and then it's like, oh well, I slept a long time, but you're not really sleeping.
No, I'm still tired. Like
Yeah.
I wake up, I go to bed, I'm tired. I get up, I'm tired. I'm
That's
working,
me.
I'm tired. Right now, I'm tired. I'm tired. Last week I was sick. That's why I missed the show. I was really sick last week.
Oh
I
God.
was sick Wednesday and
There's
Thursday.
something definitely going around.
Oh, definitely.
Something
Yeah,
is for sure going around.
Oh, I don't even think about that shit. Like I ain't felt like that in a minute, like a long time. I was in the bed like for 2 days, literally, like sick stomach, headache.
I just took some medicine before we got on because I was feeling sick this morning, like really heavy, like congestion in my chest, and it was hurting like in my throat. I said, "Oh no!"
You do sound a little congested.
Yeah, it was worse earlier. Now I've been talking because I've been seeing clients. It was my first 2 clients. It was really, really bad.
Oh wow.
Well, the flu and COVID is going around, so it's that time of season, unfortunately. So
Did you all take flu shots?
No.
I haven't had a flu shot since I had cancer.
Okay.
Because every time I couldn't do it, and it just always just stuck with me.
Well,
I've never had a flu shot.
I've
I've
had
gotten flu multiple times, but
I had it once, and that was the first and last time because I was immediately taken to the hospital. I'm allergic. I'm allergic to eggs, and it has an egg abstract in it.
You know something? When the flu shot first came out, way long time ago when I was a kid, my cousin took it. And she was horribly sick. I will never forget this. Hospitalized, all sorts of stuff. I mean, it went like in increments. First, she was like just throwing up, and then she couldn't walk, and that always stuck with me. It always stuck with me, and I was like, you know what? I'm not getting no flu shot. Praise God, I don't get the flu every year. I have gotten it a lot in my life, and I can't say that I'm happy when I get it because that's not a good feeling. But I'm gonna roll the dice. I'm gonna roll the dice on that. I'm just gonna try to wear a mask. I put my mask back on when I go like into Target and Walmart and stuff like that, and just pray about it. That's all I can do. Lord, cover us.
I think sometimes the masks don't really help as much with the flu because people are in their in
As long as you washing your hands
I
after
mean,
when you get home.
touching stuff and then trying not to do any of this or none of that after you touch stuff.
Yeah, I wear my mask and wash my hands consistently. And I still travel with my little Clorox wipes in my bag. I be wiping shit down. I get on the plane, I be wiping that down. I wipes everything down. I ain't
I
got
got to
time.
get me some more because I gave mine to Nicole not long ago. She
Mm.
was going out with
Me
her friend, and
too.
I was like, make sure that y'all wipe stuff down.
Yeah.
Wipe it.
You know what I also do? I will in a heart. I always carry Kleenex with me. I will take some hand sanitizer and Kleenex and wipe stuff down in a heart. So I don't necessarily have to have a wet wipe, but
That's true.
I would definitely clean stuff. I mean, like even when I pump gas, after I'm done, I'm like hand sanitizer.
You know what? I stopped doing that. I forgot about that. I got to
Well,
do that.
Tamika, so I think if she still does it, she puts a glove on.
That's what my mom does.
She puts a glove on. I was like, well,
The pump really is a nasty
little
apparatus. I mean, when you really think about the gas
pump, I know how many hands have been put on there. Like
nasty.
Yeah. No. But ladies, today I want to talk about a couple of things because I don't know where to start first with these little crazy ass lists that's been going on about like relationships and people you should not date. And did you see that, Diana?
Ridiculous.
No, I have no idea what y'all talking about. I have been far removed. I'm barely on social media lately, y'all. Please fill me in. I'm sorry. What's going on? What they saying we shouldn't do?
Oh,
don't
no.
go to Cheesecake Factory. Don't go to Chili's. Don't do this. Don't do that. Don't take a bath. Don't eat. Don't do your job.
I caught the don't date a black woman.
Don't go outside.
I said, don't go to Chili's. What's wrong with Chili's? I like Chili's.
I don't know. I like Chili's. I like Cheesecake Factory.
So it started out, I think I don't know who started, but if it was the man or the woman first.
The women started it, and the men responded.
And so the women was saying, don't date a man who takes you to, and they were saying all these different places, and one of them was Cheesecake Factory.
Why?
They said as a first date, it's a red. And I'm like,
for a first date.
I said, well, if I'm dating, because I know how it was when I was dating, right? I was going on multiple dates a week. Imagine a man spending over $200 per night on a date that might not end up in the second date. I think that's the expectation is utterly ridiculous. Because that is just saying a certain caliber of man is supposed to be dating then. Because if you got like an average person, there's nothing wrong with average. Hell, someone who even has a good job cannot necessarily afford to be spending X amount of dollars weekly on a first date that may not even end up in the second date. I am okay with Starbucks dates. Why? Because guess what? At least if I realize I don't like you, I don't have to eat dinner over a 3-course meal. We have a cup of coffee. I can be out of there and I don't have to have a rescue person call my phone and pretend like I got an emergency. I can be like, well, this was nice. Okay, well, we'll catch up soon. No pressure. We don't have to wait for no check. We just sitting outside at the table or on the inside and we can get up and go.
Yes.
So you know what I used to do when I was dating? Right before I met Jay, and I found, because I took like a year off from dating, and then when I finally did open myself up to date, I just wanted to actually date with not wanting a relationship or anything. So I only went out on dates for lunch during my lunchtime. I knew I had a time I needed to be back. So, like you said, Cortina, if I didn't like you, and I know I wasn't gonna like you. So
sometimes I used to like to just meet at like the park, weather permitted, and we can just talk. I used to like to just talk. It wasn't necessarily all about the man during this point in my time spending a whole bunch of money on me, or you got to take me to this exquisite restaurant. Because to be honest, when I was in that stage, I was like, because like you, Pam, before I met my husband, I was single for a year. And I just wanted to just date freely. you know, and I really wasn't stunting nobody like that. I was like, hey, you know, all right, you know, we can meet here, or, you know, we can go to the museum downtown. You know, I would go out to eat here and there, but if a guy wanted to take me to Chili's, I mean, personally, I like Applebee's better. Like, I like Applebee's.
I don't like none of them. But you know what? Here's my thing. I always felt like I wouldn't want, and I guess I really don't care where people take me anyhow, because I wine and dine myself. So,
That part.
but as long as because I like to eat, I really like to eat. So, yeah, it has to. If I'm going to meet you to eat, it's going to have to be someplace that I know that I will like. I don't care. I mean, and I like Cheesecake Factory, so
Me too.
I don't see a problem with
Me
Cheesecake
too.
Factory.
I think it's a lack of communication, because if you're going out on a date, you all have set the date, right? So if a guy says, hey, we're going to meet at the Cheesecake Factory, and you don't like it, why even accept the date and then complain about it later? Have that conversation then. Well, these are my expectations. I mean, I can't say they unrealistic or not, because to each his own. But I think if we keep going on the track that we are going, what are we trying to prove during the day? Because if you could have a rich multimillionaire person that don't have any regard for you, but they have disposable income and they can fly you to France for a first date, that doesn't make them a good man. And then a man who takes you to Starbucks as a first date, that doesn't. He could be more dedicated, more committed, and have a lot of money in the bank, but he wants to get to know you for you, not for what he can offer, and not for what you can offer. And so
well, is that what the trend is about?
So that's definitely where I feel like it's going. Like, you need to take me here. We need to be 3-star. I mean, like 5 diamond type of restaurants, upscale, white linen, dress up, all of this.
And buy me a Chanel bag.
Oh, and pay my bills and do all that. If you can't afford, I saw something that said, if you can't afford to pay all my bills, you shouldn't be dating. Wait, what? And I am so over this debate about people. If you in a relationship, you shouldn't be going 50-50 and all of this other kind of stuff.
I heard that.
Do what works for your relationship. And they were like, oh, if you can't afford to pay all a woman's bills, you shouldn't be married. Well, the truth is, I have more bills than my husband, right? There is no way on God's green earth I would be entitled to feeling as though a man should be responsible for paying all of my bills. If they can, great. But I know the way I like to live, right? And so if you have look at the economy of where we are, look at mortgage prices. I would much rather us have a complete dual income where we are both leaning on one another versus everything on one person. I'm like, yep, you got it. Yep. And the person might be struggling or doing something.
And then you out shopping and they like, what the fuck? What's happening here? What is going on?
I saw that comment too about a man should be paying 100% of everything, and that's what makes him a man. I would say this: you depend on the city where you live. I mean, if you got it like that, then by all means. Although I will say, the goal has always been for me to live off of one income so we can have fun with the other. I mean, you can save and. So it's like, that's okay. But if you're just saying pay for everything in the house, pay for dates, it's like, that's unrealistic to put on.
What does that really mean? The thing is, he can be paying for everything. And because, you might have your own, but he pretty much kind of dictates what goes on. Are you going to be dependent on him and don't have the ability to leave, and he might be doing whatever the hell he wants to do, but because he's paying all the bills and doing everything, I can't really say anything. But he's a good man because he's paying all the bills.
There's a lot of women out there in that very predicament, and then they become accustomed to, the man living or living a certain type of lifestyle, and they don't have to pay for anything. However, this man, the overall provider, is running amok and looking at them like, and what you gonna say?
Yeah, like, now you need me because I created this lifestyle for you that you like. But guess what?
Sorry,
If
y'all.
you are on your own, you won't be able to keep the exact same lifestyle. That don't mean you're gonna be in a trailer park, but that you won't be able to keep the exact same lifestyle. So some people are willing to risk their 100% happiness for settling because I like the bags, the shoes, the clothes, the trips, all of those other things.
But if you're gonna get
like the lonely nights,
but that's what I'm saying. If you're gonna get your ass beat in the process of having all of that, if you're gonna be lonely, if you're gonna, what is the point of it all? Because then I feel like that says more about you than him.
Absolutely. It says a lot about what their self-value is.
Yeah.
How do you feel about you? Because I'd rather go broke and not have anything and then deal with shit like that. Like I'd be like, you know what? I'm just gonna give it to the Lord. I'm gonna give it to the Lord, and He shall provide all my needs as He always does.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't be in that.
But do you think, like Cortina said, the economy now, you almost need 2 incomes to live? I mean, because if you think about it, let's say that you're dating someone who's a millionaire. That money could be gone quickly. There's a lot of people who the wife is not
off,
and then they got to sell houses and cars and all of this other stuff because she was not working. And I'm not saying she would have probably been able to float the same lifestyle that if she was working, but it would have still been something that could have helped, hold someone afloat. So I think when it comes down to relationships, I think it's your personal business. And I don't think it makes a man less than to provide for their family. I also don't think it's less than for a man to split things 50-50.
Well, this is the reality. Housing prices have gone up. I think they said like 78% or 43%, a high percentage, right? Plus you have inflation. Guess how much wages have gone up?
Not much.
In those same years, only 17%. How do you compensate for the drastic difference in housing prices?
Right.
Then
food prices come.
And it's cheaper to rent now. It has just happened where it's cheaper to rent than to own a house.
Well, the interest rates right now are at 8%.
Oh, 8.
I'm like, how the hell do they expect? They talking about how nobody's buying and selling. Well, who wants to?
Who want to lose, say, 2.3%? Well, the thing is, interest rates in 1995 were at 7.8%. In 2019, they were at 4%. And so now we've seen where they started, like at the beginning of this year, 4% going up steady. Because when we just closed on our house, we were at 6 point something. Now we just had our friends close yesterday, and now they're in the 8s. And so all of the inflation, and they even looked at Costco. It was either Costco or Sam's. I don't know if you all saw it. This guy who worked there, he would take pictures of when he was stocking what the prices were. A year ago, the difference in rice, laundry detergent, light bulbs, I'm talking about like household stuff that you need, a $4 jump, a $3 jump, a $7 jump from a year ago.
But that does not shock me. I mean, milk costs a lot, eggs cost a lot, and God forbid, what the fuck is going on with cereal?
I have no idea what almost $8 a box. I'd be like, we about to stop eating cereal over here. It's not that serious.
I don't buy it because of that. As a matter of fact, I did just buy one because it was $1.98. But
that was good. Where was that at? It
was Cocoa Puffs or something. I was at the commissary, but I've never seen it. But I was going down because I was like, you know what? Sometimes if I have a sweet tooth, I like cereals like Kix and
Girl, I had Kix in so long.
It's Kix, and then it's another one, Life. I like Life cereal.
I like Life too.
You're crazy if you think I'm about to pay $5.36 for a box of cereal. No, not today.
And that's the small box, because the large one is $8. And I mean, I was just at the grocery store the other day, and I swear to God, I didn't get much of nothing, and it was like over $200, and I'm like,
child, these turks.
I didn't even get nothing. Like I didn't even really do a grocery shopping, and I'm already at $220. Like I'm done.
I went to the grocery store.
All need to go on the diet.
I did 120, and I was like, I'm glad I did stock my fridge, but I also shop at the commissary for that reason.
Well,
I
I
mean,
need to come
mostly
with
just the
you.
meat. It's the meat that's cheaper at the commissary. Everything else is about the same. I mean, and I don't know how much frozen veggies are at other places, but like I can get it for like $1.49 or something for frozen
I don't
veggies.
even really be looking at the cost all the time. I just have to get what I need and then just get it because we
Yeah.
like to eat. So what we gonna do?
Yeah. Well, I like to cook, so it's kind of nice to, and I'll go in and I'll say, well, I'm just going to pick up a few things, and then $100 later,
Right.
I'm, I'm over there. So,
Mm.
but the food inflation is absolutely ridiculous. So if you got inflation with food, inflation with gas, inflation with
Houses.
housing, and you're not doing salary increases, it's like you're setting people up to fail.
And
Mm.
then they want to say, "Oh, we're not in a recession." Well, what is it?
So I was reading something and it's called the silent recession.
Yeah, silent because they don't want to just call it
Mm-hmm.
what it is.
Uh-huh.
But a blind man can see what state we're in right now. And I mean, I'm just prayerful that we'll come out of it because we always do.
Well, it's the
But
holidays. I often, so even when they say we're in a recession, and I might have to run up to a store, a mall, or something like that if I have to pick up something. I can't ever tell. I can't find a goddamn parking space. So I'm like, okay, recession. When am I going to be able to find me a parking space just so that I can run in? And so you're driving around 15 minutes or so just to park at a mall.
Hmm.
So it's like, are we? Sometimes it do make you wonder: are we really in a recession, or
people still shop during a recession.
Yeah.
Everybody handles
that?
recessions differently. It doesn't impact everyone the same way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I
Mm-hmm.
don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. Not at
But
all.
I mean, we're in a recession. I still go to the mall here and there.
I can't say that I'm ever in a mall. Who
I
is
do Amazon.
I love Amazon.
I just ordered, well, I'm lying. I do right here. Because I just ordered some shoes before we got on from Macy's.
you say what now?
Girl, I got a little thing from Macy's. They gave me, where's the things at? I got
That's
from
my
my
favorite
Macy's
store.
card all them little $15, $25 off, $10 off.
Oh, yeah,
all
you get that. Yeah,
coupon
yeah.
things. I was like, oh, they trying to get me to go in there, and I'm going.
Oh, yeah. Macy's, that's my favorite store.
I'm going right on in there, and I'm gonna use them.
And D is
I'm
always
trying to
like,
hold on
you
Black Friday.
should, what did he always say? You should buy stock in Macy's. You keep them in business. No, I don't keep them in business.
Ain't nothing wrong with Macy's.
I'm just saying, it's crazy. I don't.
I'm hungry.
Me too.
Me
Me too. I am a little hungry. But it is really sad that people have all of these very elevated sense of expectations. It's very unfortunate.
Yeah.
I don't know why. And it doesn't mean you are accepting the bare minimum. It just means I can see through the glamorized trying to wine and dine me and hear you for what you're actually saying and not what you can do for me. Because now when I'm looking at, oh, you have to take me here, that seems very transactional.
Mm-hmm. Extremely.
So
and then women wonder why they lonely.
Well,
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
They really wonder, like, I can't say that because if one of my friends listening, but I've found that, women who are like that, oh, he got to be this and he got to do that and he got it. You're lonely and you're going to continue to be lonely because who are you at the end of the day? If you're not really matching his sexy in that way, and I'm just being real, like he got to buy you this and take you here. And could you do the same thing for the men that you would like to date? If the roles were reversed, could you give that same energy? Could you provide that to the man? Because if you can't, then I'm sorry, you're just shallow. I said it. Y'all was thinking it, but I said it. You're just shallow. And I know a bunch of shallow, lonely women. You're lonely.
Well, I was watching it. I was listening to the Breakfast Club and Pastor Mike Todd was on there and he was like, rip up the list. He said, and one of the ladies on there, I can't think of her name, not just hilarious, but another one who fills in. she was saying, well, I don't know. And he was like, but you saying all that, but you still single. And so, like, you're putting out all of these things. And again, I am not saying for anybody to settle, not at all. But I think you need to think about what's important when you're trying to get to know a person, what they can spend on dinner. Hell, they might be a goddamn scammer, so they can wine and dine you all they want to, but that might not even be the real them, just because they can afford to take you to a restaurant. And again, just because our first date might be a walk around the lake, right? We are intuitive. We're walking, we're talking, cup of coffee, ice cream date.
Yes,
That's
I
not to
love
say
those
that
type
that
of
man
dates.
is not intentional. That's very intimate if you think
It
about it.
is.
Because I can
It
be
is.
distracted by asking, can I get some extra bread? Okay, yeah, this food is really good. You know, we can have very shallow conversation, but if all you got is a cup of chai tea and y'all walking around and you got an ice cream, we have to engage
We're
and talk about
engaging.
something.
Right. We're engaging
Yeah.
in conversation, meaningful conversation.
I think it comes down to emotional maturity.
That too.
It really do. It comes down to emotional maturity, because I think if you feel like you have to be high level wine and dine, especially if it's something that you cannot do for yourself, that you lack some emotional maturity right there. Because why would you have an expectation that someone should treat you, you know, I'm not saying better than you do yourself, but it should match. Like I tell people, I would never want anybody to do something for me that I cannot at least do myself.
That part.
Because I also make it very clear that if I can wine and dine myself up here, wine and dine myself down there, I stay level-headed, and so I don't feel like we got to be up here all the time. I might not want to eat like that all the time.
Hell.
And see, and that's the part. People always want to put on like a persona. You know, real money. I hope people listening. Real money is not loud.
Yep.
Real money that accrues over time. Long money.
Seriously.
It's calm, y'all. It's calm. You don't see us. Oh, we're here, we're there, we're doing this. Oh, we got no. Shh. Silence is so loud. It's so loud, y'all. You don't, women, y'all want to counsel, call me. Let's have a consultation if y'all need some help or something. I'll talk.
Oh Lord.
Speaking that frustrates me. I have friends like that.
It does. It's ridiculous.
So
friends like that.
Look, speaking of wine and dining, you see that all the conversation going on in Atlanta with Keith.
Oh yeah, because Atlanta is ridiculous with their rules and their foolishness and their wait time.
What's going on in Atlanta?
Oh gosh, because
just not in at all.
With Keith Lee, a food critic, he doesn't like special treatment, right? He don't want to be known for his celebrity. He want to be treated like a regular person. So he does not go in first. He sends his family in first because nobody, you know, they don't really, people don't know, because he want to know, if I'm a regular customer, what is the regular customer experience like? And so they report back to him what happens, and then they bring the food out, and then he eats and he does the review or whatever. So the Real Milk and Honey restaurant, that you could not,
disgusting.
Not Milk and Honey ATL, because that's a different restaurant, but the Real Milk and Honey, that particular restaurant.
The one, isn't it in Conyers?
Oh, don't. So I don't live there. I don't know.
I think it's in Conyers.
I have no idea. But so they tried to order DoorDash. DoorDash wasn't closed. They said they wasn't taking orders. They tried to go in. They said, oh, we're closed for deep cleaning. That's why the DoorDash orders were closed or whatever. And so they went to the restaurant, and then whatever, they said it was open, it was empty and everything like that. So the experience wasn't the best. He said, that was my experience. Don't bash them. He was very humble. He was like, you know, you may have another experience, you know, don't condemn them. I'm paraphrasing, because I had a not so good experience.
Right.
So then he went to Old Lady Game.
And I'm going to tell you about my experience there.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
So they told his family it would be an hour and a half wait. So then when he comes up, they said they can get him seated in 5 minutes. So he was like, well, how could you get me seated in 5 minutes when it was just like an hour to an hour and a half wait? The hostess or whoever she was said, oh, well, I called everybody on the wait list and nobody came. Mind you, his family was there. You ain't tell them they could sit down. So one, that was a lie, right? And then they said, oh, they don't do any takeouts, any takeout orders, any call-in orders, all of that other stuff. And then Candy came back and responded, well, we don't do that because it's very busy and it will overwhelm the kitchen. But not once did she address all of the other things that he talked about. And he was just saying, okay, this was my experience. And he ended up not even getting food because he said, no, I don't want to skip these other people just because I'm who I am. I want to be treated like a regular customer. I cannot give an honest review if I'm getting special treatment. So I want a regular experience. And he ended up not even getting food from there. So he did not even eat there because
he did right, because their food is fucking disgusting. My experience there, it was too salty. I asked my mom, Jay, all, and then I'm trying to think, it was one other person. We all went with my nephew. We all went when we were in Atlanta a couple of years ago. Now maybe they changed the chef, but you got one time to fuck it up for me, and I don't want to go back because the food was terrible. And I've also heard other people say the same thing.
It's the wait time.
When we waited,
and the staff is just
rude.
Ghetto.
Yep, they were rude and so it was
ghetto.
The overall.
And I don't even like using that word ghetto, but I don't even know what the other word. I mean, it's just not right. How they act up
They're
in there.
very unprofessional. So to me, you got a few things. If the service is good, if the service is impeccable and your food is awful, I can at least walk away and be like, the food wasn't that good, but the service is on point. But when everything is terrible, including the food, I don't want to eat there for real. I don't want to eat there. And when I say the food was salty, and we all got different things, and none of us liked our food, we actually went and ate afterwards.
So me and Morgan went, but we went in a different area, not the one downtown, but they have a new one that had opened somewhere else. I don't remember where that was. When me and Morgan, that was in 2019. And so February 2019. And I can't even, it was unmemorable. The only thing I do remember us liking was the macaroni and cheese. That's the only thing I can remember. I think I don't even remember what I ordered, but the only thing I can remember saying, oh, okay, yeah, I like this, I can do this, was the macaroni and cheese. So I can't speak to anything else. And they were, that one, they were nice. Her aunts were in there. So her aunt, the one that started with a B, I can't think of her name.
What is it? Beatrice? Betty? Not
one of them. So like her aunts were in there and they were pretty cool. They took pictures with us and everything. They were nice. So I can't say anything. And that one had kind of like just opened. It was like new there. So I don't know, because the aunts were there, people were nicer, but as far as hospitality, it was a good experience. It wasn't all of this extra-ness that I normally get when I visit Atlanta restaurants.
Okay, no, I was downtown. We ate downtown.
Oh, see, no, I didn't go downtown.
The other one wasn't open at the time either.
Oh, okay.
Launched that one, but my mom was like, "Oh, we gotta eat there. We have to eat there." So yeah,
I'm still a fan of Gladys chicken and waffles when it was open. I used to love that.
I had never been there.
I don't think I've ever been there.
So good. It was so good.
I don't know. There's a handful of places that I love to eat at, and I'll just go and just to eat when I'm in Atlanta. But is there any place that you all feel like you went and that was like you ended up, it was just all hype? You weren't, because Cortina, I know you got to be able to spread. So
I love to eat. Oh man.
So what places you was like, I died to get there and I was so disappointed?
We just went to one for, I don't know, was it our anniversary? Texas Day. No, was it? Fogo de Chao.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was so disappointed. Because I'm a meat eater, and so I was so disappointed. So disappointed.
Why? What happened?
I have been waiting. I was like, oh yes, it looks so good. Oh yes, this is gonna be great.
Now
It was.
their biscuits are little.
Now I could have taken my almost $300 somewhere else.
Mm.
I could have went to Del Fresco's.
Now that sounds good.
Oh, so good. You know what restaurant
I'm
D
so
always
hungry.
talks about till this day?
Where?
What?
Cuts. He cannot wait to get back to Atlanta so we can go to Cuts.
Cuts is good. Tell him, come on.
I
Well,
tell you, I've turned so many people on to Cuts just randomly when I was what was I doing in Atlanta? I was probably doing my tour or something, and I got there early, and I said, well, let me just drive around. And so I just literally went around the corner because it was right there at the hotel. I'm like, you know what, it's lunchtime, and first of all, I'm dressing like I'm coming straight off the road, so I'm in booty shorts and so I sit at the bar, and I was like, are they even open? But it was really early. It was like 4:00. When I say I had that steak, and I was like, oh hell, this is so good. I added shrimp. I had feta. It was just so good. So then I started every time I went, and I stayed at the same hotel because I like my downtown Hilton. I would just walk around and eat at Cuts.
well, they have a new one now, the one that's out in
Gwinnett.
Swanee, and they do live music, and it's a whole vibe. It's a whole vibe.
I said, I know I got to get out there to that one just to see what
Yes,
that vibe
right.
is like. But I mean, that's so far.
It ain't far from me.
I know it's not far from you. I'm saying, but it's far if you're in Atlanta doing stuff. You have to drive out. It's like an hour and some change.
It's far if you're in Florida.
Well, I'm in Maryland right now, so it's definitely far. I'm about to be choking. But yes,
Well, I can say Nobu Atlanta is overrated.
okay.
Okay.
I just went there the couple weekends ago and was like, no. I wasn't impressed at all with what Nobu. I mean, I've been to a couple, I went to the one in DC, I've been to the one in Vegas. I was just unimpressed with Atlanta. I was unimpressed. The food wasn't that great. I was confused a little bit because I was expecting, the expectation, because I've been there before in different states, but I just hadn't gone to the one in Atlanta because it's relatively new. And I was just like,
it wasn't it.
It wasn't hitting. It wasn't hitting.
Oh wow.
I'm hungry right now. See, why are we talking about food? I need something to eat.
So super sweet. I had to turn my camera off because normally, I'm always shocked when somebody rings my doorbell. I don't think I have the porch light on. But I normally, and I'm sitting in the living room, and my doorbell rings, and I'm like, who in the world? And I'm thinking maybe I locked Jay out. He actually Uber. He did DoorDash for me.
Oh.
So the guy had to, turn my camera off so that I can get the food from the door. I was like,
what did you get?
I have no idea what's in that bag. I just set it there because I had to come back on camera.
You can do a reveal. Open the bag while we right here.
We can live vicariously through you as we sit here and starve for the next 15 minutes.
I don't even know what. Okay, y'all.
Because we're starving.
Because you all are starving. I'm going to figure out I'm going to find out what's in this bag. So
I would like a piece.
Say what?
This is another thing with people. If you tell a guy this is your favorite restaurant, for example, and I know Sierra and Western Wilson has been married for years, but he rented out the whole Waffle House.
I know.
I can go to the Waffle House today.
And has he rented out the whole Waffle House? Because that's a favorite place, right? So when someone gets to know you, guess what? If it's on the first date, I'm like, oh, you say chocolate latte, you know what? I want to get you a chocolate latte for you.
Yes.
I just want to do that for you. And I would like to meet and get this for you. To me, that shows that someone is listening because they can hear what I like and they incorporated it in a nice evening. If someone say, you know what, let's go for a walk around the park, then we're going to go for ice cream. That's intention. That's more intention than saying, oh yeah, we're going to go to Del Fresco's for dinner.
Yeah.
Put on your best stuff.
Yeah.
What happened? I don't know what happened. She just got fell off real fast.
I know she did this and was gone. I hit something.
So he got me sushi and soup, which is I love sushi. So that's kind of,
Mm.
yes, that's really sweet. And I would have opened it all the way, but I got old Greedy here
Hey, fat.
he was eating already, but
He said, honey, give me some. What's in that bag? There
I
she
know,
is.
right?
I got
Girl, I
kicked
said to
off.
Pam, you did this and you was gone. I said,
It was like snap your fingers.
it was out. I said, oh, okay.
No,
Okay,
I'm
so
sharing.
excited about that latte.
He got me sushi and soup.
Aww.
And you know what? Sometimes, like during the daytime, I'm trying to think of the place that they have this banana. It's like a banana wrapped. It's like peanut butter banana granola, and it's like a little sandwich and tropical smoothie.
Oh, tropical
I
smoothie.
love it. And sometimes he'll just like surprise me in the morning time with DoorDash, sending me breakfast or or lunch or whatever. But
That's
yeah.
sweet.
Oh yeah.
As I text Masibo right now, are you hungry?
But you
That's
know what?
code for I am.
I'm gonna tell you, I think that because I am so down to earth and I've always been very transparent. This is not new for Jay. He still does the same thing he's done 10 years ago. And that's what I love. It's like, I'm sure there's a lot of people that can say that, but 10 years you evolve in a lot of different ways. So for me to still have like that same thing with him that I had 10 years ago that made me want to stay with him and how sweet he is. That's why I'm looking forward to marriage.
Oh.
Yeah. So yeah, just super sweet. In 113 days, 115 days.
115 days.
115 days.
Look at God.
I know. It's a blessing.
Damn, you went yummy
But I think,
Japan.
like you said, I think
Yummy Japan.
having unrealistic expectations will have you hungry.
Where do you want to take me? I'm sorry, I can't date you.
That's almost like, what do you drive?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when I was dating and I was going out for lunch and somebody came to pick me up. He literally had like holes in the vehicle. It was old and I was like,
well, do you know there are some people that intentionally drive the worst to get the reaction, and then if you're okay with it, then they reveal their true selves. Like,
somebody got to show up and just be who you are up front, because no matter what, it's going to come out anyway.
Well, for some people, it won't. They get married, and then when you ain't got nothing else, deuces, I'm leaving.
Well, they didn't show up as their real selves.
The person who was trying to get the person for what they have, absolutely, they didn't show up as their real self.
Yeah, definitely did not.
I got to give a special shout out really quick. Today's my sister Jamie's birthday.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Jamie!
Happy birthday, Jamie!
It's Scorpio season.
It is Scorpio season.
I did something. I don't know if y'all can see. I got a nose ring.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes, it looks very cute. I like,
Thank you.
Like that.
It was
what made you? I was gonna say what
I went to 4 different places in one day trying to find one. Me and Morgan, we were supposed to get it together, but she's not doing what she needs to do in order for me to do what she wants for me to do. So I just went by myself, and I just went in there, I got one, and I said, you know what? I just did it. Spur of the moment. I was headed to Publix. I said, oh, there's a tattoo shop. Oh, let me just go in there and see if they do it. So, because earlier that day, I had gone to 3 other tattoo places looking for one. They didn't have a piercer at the time. The other one, the piercer didn't come back till October 31st. I was like, because when something's in my mind, I'm very impulsive like that. I like to get it done then. I don't want to have to schedule. I want to get it done right now.
When did you get it done?
Saturday.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What happened Saturday? I'm sorry.
I got my nose pierced.
I think it looks very pretty and dainty on you.
Thank you.
My sister has one too, and she looks really cute too with it.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I gotta finish the aesthetic, and it matches. Remember my painting?
Yes. Okay.
Come on now.
So I was like, I just gotta finish the whole aesthetic. I got locked, so let me go get my nose ring. And because I used to wear sometimes the fake, I'm like, oh, I like the way they look. And it's small enough that you can't really see. If I turn this way, you definitely can't see it.
It's very cute though. Like it looks
Yeah.
like just a little bling. Just a little
That's
bling.
what it is. Yeah. And so I'm like, you know what? I really, 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 really like this. Yeah.
I had my nose pierced when I was 16. And then I took it out when I was 21 and joined the military.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Ever since then, I'm like, I've had no desire to re-pierce or anything else like that.
See, I had my belly button pierced twice. I can't get that no more. I can't do that.
I had mine pierced 2 or 3 times, but it's pierced now.
Me too.
Yeah,
I've never taken it out. I need to actually get a new ring, like a new. It's been in there for. I don't even know. I don't even think about it anymore.
Actually, I've only taken mine out like if I had to have an MRI or something.
Yeah.
Other than that, I've had to. It's the same because I have mine is like a diamond and it's 14 karat gold. So that's what's in my belly. So I'm like.
And I don't think I remember them taking so long to heal. This man said like 6 months before you get. I said, and I looked it up. 3 to 6 months. Yes, for it to heal. I was like,
nose.
Yes. I said,
damn, that's longer than the vagina.
So I clean it twice a day and have the salt solution that I spray on it. But I was like, damn. So I won't be getting in no water,
Yeah.
Oh, so
you
make
had
sure.
It done now. I said, good thing you had it done now.
I know. I was like, but I won't be able to do anything until May 1st.
What do you mean do anything until May 1st?
Like where that's when it should be completely healed.
So what, you going to Grenada and not getting in the water?
I don't like water anyway. I'm not a water person. I like to be by the water. I'm not a get in the water person. I don't like pools either. I don't like shared water spaces.
Okay.
Well, I understand that.
Yeah, I'm real funny about them. If I just want to, very rarely will I get in. Like when we went to Mexico, I ain't get in the pool not one time, and I was there for over a week.
I'm trying to think that I sat at the pool. I don't remember if I got in the pool.
I have never gone in the pool at Moon Palace. As many times as we've gone, I've never gone. I don't know. I just feel weird. I just feel weird. And I know how to swim. I used to be on the swim team. I just now as I got older, I'm just really like nasty. I don't like share. I don't go to water parks.
Oh.
Last time I went to a water park was in middle school.
I can't say the last time I've been to a water park.
I haven't been to a water park in a.
Well, we're here in Orlando, so we have them.
It's like outside of traveling. I'm trying to think if I've ever been to a pool, like a community pool. I don't think so because my mom has had a pool in her backyard for years now.
I do have a community. Well, in my subdivision
development.
Yeah, so I don't think I've been in a public pool.
And they have a water slide.
Eons.
And it's freaking amazing. I promise you. That was like one of the selling points for me in this community. Like when I saw the pool area and I saw that big slide, it felt amusement parkish to me. And
resort style-ish.
Yeah, I was intrigued. And my husband was looking at me like, I mean, it's beautiful though. Like, and I get on it every chance I get. I even put my mom on it this summer. I should put that video up on. I think my sister did put the video on social media. It was hilarious.
Oh, Lord, have mercy. So what are you ladies going to have for dinner? I'm having sushi and soup.
Well, Masibo's going to have Yummy Japan hibachi, and I'm going to have Waffle House. He told me I could just order. I want a coffee, and I want a Texas steak milk.
Okay. What about you, Cortina? What you going to have for dinner?
No idea.
Oh.
No idea. I just want to feel better. I just want to get my presentation done.
You need some tea.
Get it done for sure. You always do anyhow.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, but this time I don't know. It's new material. So this is the funniest thing. So I'm doing a SAR, sexual attitude reassessment, this weekend. And so my portion is consent, body neutrality, and masturbation. And so in a SAR, you actually watch porn clips, right? So I went to D. I said, D, I need you to download me some porn. He looked at me like, what? I said, yeah, I need it for my presentation. He was like, you need porn for? I'm like, yeah, I need porn for my presentation. He was like, okay. And so he was like, I don't think anybody still downloads porn. You can just stream it. I said, yeah, but I need it from an ethical porn site. That's the biggest thing, you know? So the other night I was just trying to find the right different methods, types, body styles of individuals masturbating. So whether it was mutual masturbation, whether it was someone who is not able-bodied masturbating, geriatric masturbation, all different types, body styles. And so
able-bodied?
Yeah.
That's the part you lost. I'm right there. I was like, what does that mean? I need you to back up.
So basically,
does it mean what it literally
someone
sounds?
who is wheelchair confined, who has a developmental physical impairment. And so, yeah. And so what this is you have to be able to assess how you feel with different sexual acts, and you sit in it and you assess what's coming up for you. What are your biases? What are your shame moments? Do you feel embarrassed? And you talk about it openly with your small groups. So I'm facilitating 2 small groups and doing my
So you're showing
porn
of those categories of masturbation?
Yep.
So do you have to pay for the porn that you're using then? If
No.
you're utilizing it in a presentation setting?
No, I just
Do they have porn of people geriatrics masturbating?
Yeah. You want me to send you a link?
No.
I'm gonna send it anyway.
No, you better not send me that.
They have porn for everything, just about.
Huh?
Yeah, porn for just about everything.
I mean, I've watched porn in my lifetime and enjoyed it, but I don't think I've ever seen
Geriatric porn.
Well, that one is not geriatric, but if you want to hit the,
Yeah, I know about Pornhub.
No. You got to watch that particular one.
You know what?
One.
So the other one is like if you're still looking for more, then you can also try Spankwire.
Oh,
I just need to make sure that. So one of the things that I was running into was I would need to put my credit card information in, and I wanted to avoid having to do that. And so that's why I just went to these. Plus I have some that Dr. Needle sent to me. So I'm going to go through those because she said send me those. I haven't had the opportunity to go through those. So it's just like, but it's for research purposes. So I'm trying to put my presentation together and all of these things. And it's just like, this should be so much more interesting, but it is a lot of work.
It sounds interesting. I mean, interesting.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
To be a fly on the wall. A participant in one of those small groups. I don't know. Watching porn in public, I think I would be a little embarrassed. What does that mean?
So that means nothing, because that's essentially what is supposed to come up. You're supposed to talk about what's causing the shame or the embarrassment. And so you're reassessing how you view your views on different sexual interactions and acts, right? Because if you're going to be educating, counseling, or providing therapy for individuals, you need to be aware of your own biases. You need to be aware of your own hangups. You need to be aware of what might come up for you, so you're not shocked when you're sitting in a session with a patient and they're like, oh yeah, I like fisting, and cuckolding or something like that. So, you have to be aware of the different sexual things that are out there and how they're going to impact you. Doesn't mean you want to engage in it. It just means that you have a level of comfort where you're not like, oh my God,
Right.
and so you
can
sit
just
with
be
your
like,
body and you are feeling what's coming up for you inside of your body. And a lot of times people are shocked because things that they're not even attracted to, they notice that there's a sense of
they get the tingles.
turn on, right? Even though I don't like that, but my
Tingles.
body is doing something that my mind cannot control. And so it shows the disconnect between what your body might respond to versus what you're actually into.
So if you see something pornographic and your body responds in a way that you're sexually aroused by it, but the way that you think, you're like, no, I would never do that. So that means that you really do, like, you want to do it?
No, it doesn't. It just means that your body is physiologically responding to a external stimulation, right? And so that's just responsive desire. My body is responding to something that I am seeing. That doesn't mean that I want to do that. That's just like when individuals report rape, but they have an orgasm. I don't want to be raped, but it was pleasurable to my body and my body responded. I cannot control the physiological reactions of my body. And so that's where there's a lot of guilt.
The body just, because in my mind, I like to think that in terms of, of sexual acts and things, and I'm not speaking in regards to rape.
No.
I can understand that no one wants to be raped, but you got an orgasm. I don't want that.
That doesn't mean I like it. That just means that the pleasure points on my body were being stimulated. Very different than what I am into and what I like. Yeah. And so that's why victims, a lot of times they're like, oh my gosh, like I feel so bad. I'm conflicted in my mind because my body did this. Because you got to understand, pleasure is pleasure. It doesn't matter how it's derived, it's pleasurable. But that doesn't mean that I'm okay with it because it felt good. One, you violated my boundaries. You didn't have my permission. I didn't consent to this sexual act, but my body responded. So consent is different than body responses.
Yeah, but there are people who like to do role play and rape.
Oh well, that's rape, but there's consent in that. That's
but there's consent. But I'm just saying, like, so I'm just agreeing. But I'm saying that there are people who are aroused from that, so that they have that level of play. I was reading about that years and years and years ago in my abnormal psychology when we was covering certain things.
I didn't even know why that would even be an abnormal psychology, because there's nothing abnormal about that, especially when you're in the kink community, right? And so some people like to be choked, right? But if I'm consenting to you being choking, it's more pleasurable, and it can heighten the sense of pleasure and orgasm. But if you're just somebody at the store who come and choke me, that's a whole different dynamic or scenario. Like, no. Or if we're fighting and you choke me, it's very different than if we're being sexual and you choke me. So there's a difference. So everything has to be looked at as it relates to context. And so that's like the first part of my presentation is consent, and how do you work and navigate consent, especially in the aging population, when you have individuals who might be experiencing memory challenges and you find them in the bed together and they're at assisted living facility? How do you regulate someone's sexual agency? Do you tell them they can't interact with one another? So we're going to be diving like really deep into like all of those different nuances.
That's crazy.
I like that.
Yeah.
Well, ladies,
good, but I know you got to eat. I know we come over just a little bit.
Bertina, I'm intrigued. Please let me know how it goes. I really am intrigued about that. I am. I wish I will.
I will.
I'm not a therapist, but that's interesting to me. Like,
you don't have to be a therapist to be a part of a SAR either. So I just want to put that out there. Anybody can go to a SAR, and you're just going to see where you feel with these different sexual interactions and topics.
Awesome. All right.
Okay. Well, Diana, tell everybody where they can find you and connect with you at.
Yes, you can connect with me at Diana Richardson Philippus on all social media platforms, as well as at EWE_Empowered Women Empowers.
All righty. Dr. Lewis, where can everybody find you at?
Where can they find me? You can find me at the Girlfriend Therapist on all social media platforms. You can also find me at Sex SEXD Unveiled, and you can find me at the Noir Center, NOIR Center.
All right, and you can find me on all social media platforms at IAMDRPGURLEY. I am Dr. P Gurley, and that's everywhere. Just put that in. You can follow the Herspiration brand on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. But if you want to be on the show, you can of course just send us an email to herspirationhappyhour@gmail.com. Ladies, thank you so much. It was such a good conversation, and that's always intriguing when as soon as Cortina gets in her zone about sex and everything else. And you just never know what you're gonna learn, but you'll always learn something. I'll tell you that.
Absolutely.
We'll be back at same time, same place next week. Maybe I'm deciding because next Wednesday is my birthday, and I don't know if I feel like showing up. So, and then I'll be in Atlanta, and Diana. So, not sure yet if we will have a show next week, but if we do, we'll be back the same time and same place.
Absolutely.
That's good.
In all the other episodes, cheers.
Cheers.
And weekend ahead.